Hello, Regrats. We're back with some more Buffalo Sabres franchise mode in FHM 12. And in this one, we have the start of year number 8. Only 3 years left. That is, if we're doing the standard 10 years, which I think we will. And there's not really much I want to do before we get into the season simulation, so I guess we'll get right to it. But first, we'll go over our roster one more time. You have Levi and Ratzlaff in net. On defense, you have Dahlin, Evans, Ellefson, Morrow, Faber, Ufko, and Romanov. And forward, you have McKenna, Ostlund, Hellenius, Thompson, Benson, Eklund, Asp, Stenberg, Aram Olsen, Griva, Pedersen, Misik, Nuchev, Skorepa, and Onufrievich. So with that being said, let's get underway with the year 8 simulation. Oh, Griva out 1 to 2 months. So first major injury of the year. All right, so after 1 month, we are 12-2, which is good enough for first in the Atlantic and first in the league. And if you take a look at the standings here, we have 3 Buffalo Sabres in the top 10 for points. Gavin McKenna leading the way. So our offense is absolutely carrying the day here. 22 points for McKenna in 14 games played. You have 19 for Thompson. He's having a resurgence on the right wing. So maybe that was the right move for him to switch to the right wing. Then you have Ostlund with 17 points, Aram Olsen with 15 and 12, Dahlin with 14. So you have 5 players at point per game or above. Well, actually, technically 6. You have Ellefson with 10 points as well in 10 games played. So very, very solid offensive effort so far. And in goal, you have Levi in 11 games played with a .904 save percentage. So it's a start. At least it's not as bad as he was last season. In total. Hopefully he can continue to build on that and maybe get up closer towards the 910. Then you have Ratzlaff in 4 games played with an 883 and 1 shutout. So that's a bit unfortunate. Hopefully he doesn't continue that for too long. Otherwise we might have to look into yet another replacement backup goaltender. But overall, solid start. So let's just advance another month and see what happens in November. Oh no, Gavin McKenna out 1 to 2 months. That's a big one. That is a big one. All right, so we're on December 1st. We are 22-6, good enough for second in the division behind the bonkers Ottawa Senators, who only have 1 regulation loss so far this season. And just, wow, what? I'm not sure what they're doing, but it's clearly working for them. And we are second in the league, of course, behind Ottawa. So I'd say we just keep going. There's really no reason to stop here. Let's just briefly check out the stats. You have Aram Olsen leading the way with 27, 24 for McKenna and Thompson as well. Then you have Ostlund with 22 and Eklund Asp with 20 round out the top 5. And then in goal, you have a .910 save percentage for Levi in 21 games played. Very good to see. And then for Ratzlaff in 8 games played, a .922 save percentage and 2 shutouts. So goaltending's good. Scoring's clearly pretty good as well. So yeah, no reason to stop. Let's just keep going. Oh no, Tage Thompson out 1 to 2 months. Yikes. That is the second major injury we've gotten to a major player, as obviously McKenna is still injured. He's probably coming back soon, though, I would have to imagine. Very unfortunate. It seems Ufko has moved to center. So I know his secondary position was center before, but now it's primary apparently. And I don't know if I want him at center because he's got the 7 for faceoffs. So I think, is he taking faceoffs or? No, okay, good. It has him at wing. All right, good. As long as he's not taking faceoffs, I guess it's okay. But I guess sometime during this season, he converted from defense to forward, which we don't exactly need another center, though. So hopefully he switches to at least left wing or maybe ideally back to defense. Then again, Ufko switching to forward does free up a spot for Hampus Engeland. He's a 2-star ability. He has 11 points in 23 games played in the AHL so far this year, 69 grade. I may have to call him up. I mean, if we get an injury to defense, then he's, I would say, the first call up. Oh boy, Gavin McKenna injured again, long term, 3 to 4 months. Yeah, he is basically done for the season. He may just be done for the, as a matter of fact, yeah, we're at the end of February now, and he's done for the season. Including playoffs, he is done for the season. So we're at the trade deadline now. We are 55-12-2. This team has a chance to clinch 60. Has a very real chance to clinch 60. As we're only at 69 games played, we only need 5 more wins. So we may as well just finish the regular season here before we check the stats, because there's really not much to be done or said about this team except for that it's really good. This is a really good team, and I think we should just go ahead. Although we do have some upcoming FAs. We have Gavin McKenna, we have Ostlund, we have Pedersen, we have Misek, we have Thompson. So that's quite a big FA class. What does McKenna want? 8.2 for 2 years. Oof. What's he done? You know what? Maybe we should check the stats. He's got 62 points this season in 54 games played so far. Yeah, I mean, despite his injury, I mean, he's obviously a key player for us. So yeah, we're going to have to do that. I'm kind of scared of if we advance any further than year 10, because this is where that contract is going to take us up to, is to the end of the year 10. So if we go past year 10, I'm kind of scared of what he's going to ask for on his next extension, because he's already up to 8.2, coming from 3.75. That's not ideal. So I'll start with 7.25, 7.65. Yep. All right. That'll do it. 7.65 for 2 years for Gavin McKenna. Now, Ostlund, he has 58 points so far in 65 games played this year. Another key player for us. What's he going to want? 6.1 for 3 years. Yeah. I mean, I feel like we're not going to have enough for all these players, but you know what? Ostlund is very good for us, so I will offer him 5.55. There it is, 5.55 for 3 years for Ostlund. And then Misek, he only has 26 points so far this year in 69 games played, 68 grade. And he's been a pretty good player for us so far. He's up to a 3.5-star talent now. What's he going to want? Roughly $3 million for 5 years. I mean, that's a nice team-friendly deal. I'll leave him on auto-qualify for now. Thompson, I can't imagine has changed much. Yeah, he still wants 8.3. I think that's going to be too much. Yeah, and it looks like he's slowed down since the start of the season. I think he had a hot start, didn't he? He only has, yeah, he's been, oh boy. Thompson as of late has not been good. He has 1 assist in the past 5 games, and then his last goal was February 11th, and then before that, it was January 13th. Yeah, I think it's time to let go. We may have to let go of Thompson, unfortunately. I don't think first of all, I don't think we're going to be able to even afford him, and second of all, you could clearly see he's not looking in great shape anymore. Unfortunately, that is quite the drop. Only 2 goals in the past, what is that, 20 games or so? Roughly 25 games? Yikes. Yeah, this is probably the last year with Thompson. But like I've said before, I'm not going to trade him away because I think at this point in his career, he deserves to be able to go out on his own terms, right? But still unfortunate because he had like I said, he had a great start to the season too. So I thought he was going to have a resurgence, but apparently not. Apparently not. So I think we'll leave him unsigned. And then you have Helge Pedersen. He wants $3 million for 4 years. That's a pretty good deal for him. He's at 31 points so far, 69 games played, 63 grade. So yeah, I think I'll offer him that. I'll start at 2.2 for 4 years, 2.4, 2.6. Nah, we're going to have to meet him where he's at. He's really angry right now. So we're just going to have to offer him what he wants at 2.98 for 4 years. Then you have Faber. What's he wanting? He wants 5.7 for 3 years. I don't know. We're starting to spend a lot of money here. And then you have Romanov. He wants 4.9, nearly $5 million for 3 years and a no trade clause. Then you also have Ufko. 6.8 for 6 years. Oof, that's rough. Yeah, I can't imagine this team's going to be staying together for too much longer. We might have to have a bit of a revamp, especially to the defensive core here. And hopefully Hampus Engeland will be a part of that revamp. Let's see what he's done so far this year in the AHL. 56 games played. He has 23 points and a 69 grade. All right. So he looks like, I would say he'll be NHL ready by next year for sure. I mean, he does have that 2-star ability. So he's, I guess, technically NHL ready by that measure, but there's still some parts of his defensive category that I don't quite like. I wish his checking and his hitting were a bit better. Let's see, what's his role actually? His quarterback? Okay, so he's an offensive defenseman. If he's used strictly as an offensive defenseman, I think he could work because he's got that 17 offensive read, 16 puck handling, 17 passing, got a decent physical category, actually pretty good physical category now that I look at it, 18 agility, 16 acceleration, and then 14 determination in his mental category. So I think he has the tools to succeed at the NHL level, but the way the defensive core is right now, I'm not sure that he would get the playing time. So I think we'll leave him in the AHL for the rest of the season. But come next season, I'm thinking he'll definitely be getting the call up, because we may have to make some serious moves going into next season, depending on what the financial situation is looking like. Let's take a look at our cap obligations. I mean, as of right now, it's saying we're going to have 40 million in cap space, which I'm not sure if I buy that. Then again, we haven't simulated since we offered these 3 contracts, and these 3 contracts put together is probably going to be around roughly, I'm going to guess, 16 million. All right, you know what? I'll offer Misak as well, because despite his controversial personality, he has been pretty good for us. He has 26 points so far this year. He had 36 points last year, so a good depth player who is also pretty good defensively. As we take a look at his grade, he has a 68 defensive grade so far this year. So I will offer him a contract, and that's a nice team-friendly deal. So I'll start at 2.35 for 5 years, 2.8 for 5 years. That should do it. Yes, indeed. So Misak has been offered as well. But you know what? Regardless of who we re-sign and don't re-sign, I think we're just going to go ahead with the rest of the regular season with this roster, not make any trades, because why would I? Why would I with this record, with this roster as it is right now? So let's just finish the regular season and see what we have in the playoffs. All right, so we're at the end of the regular season. We finished 64, 16, and 4. Good enough for first in the division and first in the league. So now let's take a look at the player stats to end the season. You have Aram Olsen leading the way once again with 84 points in 80 games played, following up last season with yet another solid performance. Then you have Osland with 68, Eklund Asp with 63, McKenna with 62, Nuchev and Elofsson with 51, Dahlin with 50, Thompson with 42, Stenberg with 40, Hellenius with 38, Pedersen with 35, Misak with 34, Benson and Evans with 32, Faber with 30, Morrow with 24, Romanov with 22, Skarepa with 17 and 43, Ufko with 15, Onofrievich with 11 and 24, and then you have Griva with 6 and Giroux with 1 in 7 games played. And then in goal, you have Levi in 69 games played with 8 shutouts and a .913 save percentage, and Ratzlaff in 18 games played has 2 shutouts and a .920. So all around, just a solid effort for your Buffalo Sabres this year. Obviously, we are going to be going into the playoffs this year without Gavin McKenna, so that is going to be a bit of a challenge. But I think this team is more than capable of overcoming that. So yeah, really just a very solid season. And we will see who we have in the playoffs. And the first round, we will be facing the 42, 39, and 3 New Jersey Devils. So I think with that, one thing's off here, but not before I thank the channel members. Thank you guys so much for all your support, and I'll see you guys in the next one.